How's everyone doing today? It's your boy JG Domination, and here we are, year 3. We're heading into year 3 anyway. This is the re-signing period, free agency, draft, in year 3 all in one, basically. So, here's what we're going to do right here. Just look at the re-signing period, of course, and we'll have to determine who we want to bring back. So, looking at some of these names, like Ryan Anderson might be worth keeping around, but we'll let him hit the open market most likely and see what his value will be. We could look to bring back this fullback Nick Baldwin. He's a decent keep for sure anyway. Let's see, this quarterback, he was just a backup on our roster. He's kind of a not really all that good. I mean, he's decent, he's workable. Well, let's go ahead and bring back the fullback Nick Baldwin. I think what we'll do, just bring him back for a couple of years. You know, a little 2-year deal, no big deal right there. And then Ryan Anderson might be the last guy we bring back. He's 27 years old out of Alabama. You know, good power rusher, decent zone coverage guy, more of a hybrid linebacker for this defense. We'll go ahead and give him a 3-year deal. The money's okay. I mean, it's not really a big deal. We'll look for a different punter. Colquitt has regressed. Not that it's a big deal, but just something we could definitely work on right there. So let's go ahead and check out the free agency pool with about 90 million. Like I said, you know, because it's a fantasy draft, it's not really going to get really all that exciting until later on in the process, but the best free agent is Terrell Edmunds, which is a step in the right direction because he is 24. He's an 80 overall. You just wish he had star development, and you could definitely take a risk with this guy. But looking at his stats, I mean, his ability, I don't know. Yeah, his stats, we'll go with that. Looking at just everything, he would actually be a pretty fun linebacker to use, but we're kind of already straight at the safety position and at linebacker. But Terrell Edmunds out there, you don't just have to use him as a safety. That could be a fun linebacker to use. Mark Ingram starting to regress. We could look in getting Tariq Cohen, who's an 80 overall, more of a receiving back, but just a hell of a playmaker. 9 teams bidding on him. That does not surprise me whatsoever. You know, we could look to sign a Tariq Cohen. You know, traditionally, you don't pay running backs, but I think with a guy like Tariq Cohen, at least in Madden anyway, there's an exception to the rule. Plus, we have all this money. What else are you really going to spend it on? So we'll give him a little offer. D.D. Westbrook actually is a superstar now, so getting that development for him is really important. We have Kevin King right here who still has the star development. We could look to add a third corner. Probably not the worst idea in the world. His man and press is good. That zone, a little underwhelming, which is weird because the Packers do run a lot of zone in real life. You got a Kello Witherspoon, who's like the polar opposite of Kevin King, but like a similar build, I guess you could say. At tight end, I mean, we do need a backup tight end. Ricky Seals-Jones, he's going to be a cheap backup, and we're not going to offer him that contract, what he's looking for. We could afford to lowball him a little bit. Probably give him a 2-year offer, 21 points offer. You know, we'll up that a little bit. You know, we'll up it a little bit. We have money. There's no reason to be super stingy about it, but we'll up it just a little bit. Not that it's a significant amount to improve by. Let's see, Darqueze Dennard. We're good. This free agency, man, really not all that good, but I can't believe Waddle didn't get a development increase at all this season. We got Jalen Ferguson. Doesn't really fit our defense, but it could be a guy that we moved to the defensive end spot. I mean, it's workable. I just wish he was a little bit faster. To be honest, the block shedding is workable. He's 25 from LA Tech. He's one of those guys that was in school for all 4 years. He kind of got drafted at like the age of 23, 22. So he was one of those guys that stayed in college the entire time. I mean, he'd be a fun project player. Could be an understudy to Justin Houston, but I'd rather look towards the draft or just wait on better guys to hit the market. You got Marquise Blair. Wouldn't be a bad option, but we already have our safeties kind of set. Prince Mukamura, just to have for a year as like a band-aid corner, wouldn't be that bad. I mean, he's really not that far off from a development point either, so we'll just go ahead and offer him 4.5 million. Not the worst idea. I mean, it's only for a year. You're not guaranteed anything next year. I guess we'll look at punters now. Not that it's really all that important, but we are going to sign Sam Martin, most likely. Like I said, it's not the most important thing in the world. It's only a 1-year deal. This money's going to be off the books by then. Kicker, we're good. We'll just start scrolling through all the positions real quick. We're pretty much good at all the positions. We could look to add another linebacker. Brooks Reed, really? He's the guy that's there? I mean, Kaiser White, I've seen him in franchise a lot. He's actually a solid player. You know, just the zone coverage, definitely it's workable. You can do a hell of a lot worse. I'll offer him this. You know, it's not a terrible offer, but I don't know. What about the right side? We got two nice young guys right there. It's weird because they're both in the same class, and O'Shane Zimmon is getting no offers, but the older guy is getting all the offers. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense there, pal. But I don't know, Kaiser White, it's intriguing. I wish he had star development. If he had star development, I would not mind this whatsoever. Worst thing that happens, Ryan Anderson has to play the other side. Pouncey starting to regress a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Jonah Williams closing in on an 80 overall. So let's see. What about quarterbacks? Kyle Allen. Ugh, no. Nick Foles wouldn't be a terrible backup to have. I mean, it's just a backup quarterback. It's really not all that important. But who cares? Like, I mean, like I said, 1 year, just sure. Why not? Welcome to the team, Case Keenum. Let's go ahead and get out of here. You know, free agency, it's been stressful. Alright, we didn't get Tariq Cohen. That's okay. I mean, it's fine, really. Ricky Seals-Jones is still there. He'll probably go unsigned because I'm not going to up that offer anymore. The backup running back, I mean, like I said, it just doesn't matter. Like, I'd rather find one in the draft if I can't get Tariq Cohen, or just sign one like I forgot to do last year. So let's just go ahead, get to the draft, save our money. Okay, Seals-Jones rejected. That's fine. There's probably a wide receiver we can move to tight end. And we're going to go ahead and start drafting, really. I'm going to go ahead and pause it. We're going to look at the board. We're picking in a similar spot, 26. Let's just see who's here. Quarterback, you got a scrambler with some, oh my gosh, first and everything. But we already have Deshaun Watson. But, you know, if there were a guy in the 4th round that was all greens and he was like a 69 overall, that would be nice. That'd be pretty cool. We'll put this guy on the draft board. We'll put all of these higher combine guys on the draft board, including this 3rd rounder who looks like he's probably a 72 overall with a development trait, if I had to guess. Dang, a lot of these receivers are really deceiving, though. Like, they're not as good as what the top 3 skills in combine will say. You'll be surprised. At tackle, I mean, I remember in the last draft we did, we kind of had a hard time really figuring out, do we want to take a tackle and kick him inside the guard? Do we just draft the pass rusher? Eventually, we did go pass rusher. And yes, I am putting unscouted guys on our board because of the combine. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's the risk you take when you don't scout someone. It's as simple as that. Got a pass rusher here from Toledo. He's a speed rusher, and he's 13th in the 40-yard dash. What kind of shit is that, EA? The dude should at least be top 7 in his class if he's going to be classified as a speed rusher. Like, look, this guy right here, he's 15th in the class, and he's a speed rusher. I mean, that's unrealistic. If you're going to be a 2nd rounder and be classified as a speed rusher, you're going to run a good 40. That's just how it is. But let's just go ahead and put a couple of D tackles. This guy looks like a beast. I can go ahead and tell you he's going to be like probably one of the 5 or 7 best players in this draft class. Just looking at that top 3, looking at that combine, it's pretty easy. Sometimes you just know. We got ourselves a baller, in the words of Bengal, but we're going to actually have him 3rd because the skills really, I mean, aren't as good as others. This looks like a repeat of the guy we drafted last year at linebacker. Let's see, any corners? I'd love to add a few corners to this team. We really have to find that third guy. I mean, we have a decent bridge gap, but we'd love to find the third guy. And we'll add this guy. I mean, he had a decent combine. The speed, you wish it was a little bit better, but I mean, what are you going to do? Really, at this point, we're nitpicking. I'll add that guy on there, sure. I wish the CPU had scouted a little further down. No free safeties, no strong safeties. Damn it. I actually do love drafting safeties, but let's just go ahead, sim to our pick, and see what's available. Hopefully something. Normally I would try to trade up. There's that defensive tackle. Shit. And he's a 76. When we check all the overalls, he's going to be like the 7th best player in the draft. I'm just going to go ahead and say it, because I'm speaking it into existence. Let this be a good player, please. 68 overall, yep. And watch the other guy be like a 73. Watch the other guy be like a 73. We're actually just going to take it pick by pick until he gets taken. 71. I knew it. I knew it. This is why you trust your gut, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do what I'm doing. I talked myself out of a lot of good picks. This is who I'm going to go with. 69 overall with hidden development. So maybe he's got star, or, you know, we'll see. So, you know, we'll mold him into being a slot receiver similar to D.D. Westbrook. But, you know, if you look at his route running, deep threat, and slot, they're all bunched in together, very similar. So we can make him into something. I think the development trait really saved him, or else that would have just been a bad pick. But, you know, put him in as our slot receiver. There's a good right tackle that went off the board. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. He's probably going to be terrible, but you can never have enough of him. Oh, okay, he's not terrible. Excuse me. 71 overall hidden development. The reason I thought he'd be terrible is because crap combine and the top 3 skills were kind of meh. He really just needs to improve his pass blocking and look to add a little bit more finesse to his game. But just a raw power guy that doesn't really have the strength to match. And we'll go to our next pick. It's in the 4th round. Probably one of the last 2 picks we'll make. I don't know. We'll see. What's he going to be? 63 normal? Trash. Wow. And you know what's funny is the last linebacker we drafted had a lower 40 time in terms of speed, and he ended up having 81 speed when we drafted him. That's sick. That is sick. I guess I'll draft one of those receivers while we're at it. Screw it. You know, why not? Just use these picks. Alright. 62 overall, please. 66. Okay. Even better. Not really. Workable. Some workable attributes right there. We have another 4th round pick. Where did I get all these 4th round picks from? It's not like in Madden they have compensatory picks. That'd be cool if they added that, but yeah, they don't have that, you know. Alright, let's trade out of this for next year with the Cleveland Browns, and let's go ahead to the 5th round pick. Let's see what we can do. Let's trade out of this pick as well. I know it sucks that I'm trading out of all these picks, but that's because just based on my board, there's nothing there. You know, why would I take a shot in the dark? There's nothing there. You see, I take clean shots and I get 63 overall linebackers. So I don't think it's worth, you know, taking a shot in the dark. Because when I draft clean, I get bad players. So it doesn't make any sense. I guess we'll try it with the Jaguars. Alright, a 7th round pick. If we can get a 6th next year, I think that's good enough for me. You see, look, like, Tennessee just drafted a 60 overall linebacker. I'd rather have the 60 overall in the 7th round than do exactly what I just did in the 3rd round. You know what I mean? Like, that's a better value pick. Because our guy's trash, and we'll never see the field. But let's go ahead and look at this draft recap. Let's see. We made a few picks, underwhelming picks for sure. I mean, the left guard, that's huge for the future. This corner, we'll try to get him to play without forcing him. Same thing with this wide receiver. But let's look at our division. What did our division do? Well, they drafted a middle linebacker at 5th overall, Chris Norton, 71 with a hidden development. That's a cool pick. You kind of wish he had better zone, but he looks like he could be pretty solid. What about the Giants? What did they do? They drafted a left tackle and a right tackle, a 72 overall right tackle at the end of the 6th round with hidden development. 6'8", 394 or 334. Oh my god, I thought that was a 9. So they drafted Mekhi Becton. Sweet. If you guys don't know who Mekhi Becton is, he's a giant. He's a massive human being from Louisville. He's like 6'8". Obviously he's not going to be a 6th rounder, but I thought that was cool. What about this left tackle? Pretty solid. Giants, good draft for linemen. The rest of their draft pretty underwhelming. And then look right here. Look at this guard. He's got to be like the best player in the draft. Stefan Shafar. He'd like to improve on the impact blocking, but dude, look at all of his all-around skills. And he's got 70 speed. He's probably one of the best players in the class. It's safe to say. Let's look at the entire NFL, though. Okay, so that right end is going to be solid. Yeah, there's the defensive tackle. He's the 6th best player, according to Madden. He's tied for the 4th best player. He's got normal, but I mean, look, 83 finesse, 76 block shed, 79 speed at defensive tackle. You plug and play him as a 3-4 defensive end. Let's see. The best player, though. Wow. 79 overall. What is he, a right end? Yeah, a right end, 21 years old, hidden development. Dang, look at that. 84 finesse move, 82 speed. The play rec, the block shed, all that stuff's good. The Rams with another draft pick steal, 77 hidden development. In the first year, or technically entering the second year, but the first draft, they had the 2 highest picks in the draft. And here they go. They get another one. A guy that can plug and play next to Aaron Donald. A couple of tackles up here. Bro, we had a shit draft compared to these guys. But let's just go ahead and get to next week. Take a look at the roster real quick. We got 62 players. That's weird. Here we go. Deshaun Watson. Mark Ingram's starting to fall off, man. He is an 80 overall. We got Andy Isabella in the building. Dang, that wide receiver doesn't even crack the tops. We have this guard here who could be something potentially. He's just going to be a backup for now. Drafting offensive line for the future. I like to do that. That's kind of my thing, really. And Madden, you can't go wrong with that necessarily. We got this guy right here. He could potentially play. Justin Houston went up to Superstar X Factor. When did he get this? Obviously in the offseason, but unstoppable force, secure tackler. Thankfully, he did not regress a whole lot. 11 regression, that's okay. But he got Superstar X Factor Super Bowl week. I mean, he must have had a killer season. I wish he would have got... Dang, man, I really wish he would have got an upgrade. But dang, 87 power move. That dude's on the come up. Alright, we're going to move him to cornerback 2. And I want Prince Amukamara to be kind of cornerback 3 in a base set. I want to get Josh Jackson to a higher overall. We got Earl Thomas balling out still. Adrian Amos is still there. Look at the special teams. You know, we're doing good. I want to get this guy on the field, so if it has to be as a kick returner, so be it. You got to get the reps out there. And then at punt returner, I mean, yeah, we can just leave it at D.D. Westbrook. That's okay. Specialist. I hate when the computer does this, and I feel like we have to go and do it every single time. But... Alright, follow me, guys. We're gonna go fix this. I like this, man. This team is looking good. We went 13-3 the first year, like 10-6 last year. Let's see what we can do this year. Well, guys, we pulled a 2019 Dallas Cowboys because we did not make the playoffs. We went 8-8. Really tough division. It was up for grabs. The Giants just took it as they should. Let's go ahead and look at some stats. We'll do quick upgrades. Man, Deshaun Watson, just the touchdowns aren't there. I don't know if we need a playbook change or something. Obviously, we need better receivers. Maybe we'll explore into trying to make trades in the third year. But touchdown passes right here, I mean, he had 23-10, so he was slightly better than last year across the board. Basically mirroring the same stats from last season. And then you look at Mark Ingram, he's still a beast, even though he's getting up there in age. 7 rushing touchdowns from Watson. This team just runs the football. Nothing wrong with that. I like a run-first team, to tell you the truth. That's my preference. Marquise Lee, at least in Madden. Marquise Lee, you know, solid year. D.D. Westbrook, solid year. Austin Hooper, kind of a down year compared to what we've seen. Okay, did not mean to do that. Mark Ingram was decent in the receiving game. Luke Wilson, not too bad either. In terms of sacks, I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's a Madden thing. Not giving up a whole lot of sacks. Kenny Moore, leading the team in tackles. Dre Greenlaw. Deion Jones. Why is Deion Jones so low on this list? I don't get it. Taven Bryan, 14 tackles for loss. Justin Houston with 13. Ryan Anderson with 10. So playing Ryan Anderson more as like a hybrid, on the line, off the line type of linebacker really seemed to have benefit. But the sack production, I mean, Justin Houston had 13 last year. He has 8. Where are the other guys? I mean, you got like 4 here, 4 here, 4 here, 4 here, but where's that guy that's taking that next step? You know, Ryan Anderson, he did good in his hybrid role. Sheldon Rankings was fine. You'd like to see him do a little bit better. Same thing with Waddell, you know. You got to take that next step to get that development. And Trent Murphy, it is what it is. We kind of expected him to fall off a bit. But Taven Bryan, you know, you'd like to see a little bit more sack production, but it's not really his game. I don't know. Interceptions, Deion Jones with 3. Adrian Amos with 3. You know, some good stuff. Kenny Moore, Mukamara, Earl Thomas in there as well. Any defensive touchdowns? No. What about downs played? Who played the most downs? Deion Jones. He doesn't have the stats, man. It's not making any sense. From yards, we are 20th, you know, in the NFL and on offense, and 22nd defensively. So let's go ahead and see our upgrades real quick. Okay, that receiver's got a lot of upgrades. That guard, Dre Greenlaw, okay. Got a lot of upgrades right here. We're going to go ahead and make these off camera real quick. And we'll be back to show you what the team is going to look like heading into next off season. Oh yeah, by the way, this guy has superstar development on the offensive line, which is rare to find, by the way. Let me just add that. Super rare to find. So, here's a final look at the team right here. Deshaun Watson now up to a 92 overall. That's what we want to see our franchise quarterback get up here to a high overall. Let's see. No real changes in the wide receiving core. I mean, Andy Isabella, Gary Jennings went up a lot. Let's see. This is the big one. I showed you this guy in the cutscene earlier. We drafted him. I forgot what round. I mean, we can actually check, but we drafted him. Awards? Yeah, we drafted him in the 3rd round. That was actually our best pick. He was a 3rd rounder, and it was our best pick. And he's a 76. He'll definitely be starting on the left side. We could probably move Gilliard to center if Pouncey just retires or falls off, but it's good to have flexibility on the offensive line. On defense, no big time upgrade, I guess you could say, except for Kenny Moore. He did continue to climb a little bit more. He's a, no pun intended, 87 overall. Dre Greenlaw went up to a 84. Locke went up to a 74. So guys are steadily, just consistently like trying to move up a little bit. Waddell, he didn't really go up a whole lot. If anything, I mean, we could move on from Trent Murphy next year. No real upgrades. The practice squad, of course, is gone, but hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. Next episode, of course, we're gonna do the same thing, except maybe we'll explore the trade market. I think it's time to really take a deep look at wide receiver, maybe bring in an upgrade at running back. I mean, we have to start helping our quarterback while he's young. So, peace out.